In a heated custody battle, she thought his long absences would be her ultimate weapon. But when a man from the State Department walked into the courtroom, her carefully crafted lies began to unravel. She wasn't just fighting for custody anymore. She was fighting to keep her own life from collapsing. This isn't a revenge story. It's about a father who turned silence into his deadliest proof. Your Honor, my client's husband is a low-level mechanic with a history of disappearing. The courtroom is too warm, my collar sticks to my neck, sweat trailing. Under my suit, but I don't move. Don't blink. Her lawyer's voice keeps going. Slick, confident. He is unfit to raise a child. He missed birthdays, school events. Even he pauses for effect. His own mother-in-law's funeral, I hear her inhale beside him sharp. Practice like this was rehearsed, and it was my client deserves full custody. He finishes, she nods. Eyes cast down just enough sadness, just enough sorrow. I don't speak, not yet. Then the door opens. The bailiff walks up to the judge, whispers something. The judge stiffens. There's a man from the State Department here. Silence, a man in a suit. Steps in calm cold. His badge gleams under fluorescent light. Your Honor, he says, voice like glass. My client's disappearances are a matter of national security. Her face drains of color, and I feel nothing, not vindication, not anger, just clarity. It started with her silence late nights. Lock screens my son's drawings, pictures of 3 people not for me. Missing, I asked her once, half joking, what's his favorite color? She paused, said blue. It's red, always has been. I knew then she was erasing me piece by piece. I came home early 2 months ago unannounced. The house smelled like cologne that wasn't mine. Laughter low and intimate drifted from the kitchen. I didn't confront her, didn't scream. I just listened to her voice to his. It wasn't rage. I felt it was strategy and something colder, detachment. She wanted full custody, not for love, but control. I'd been gone too often. She thought I wouldn't fight. She forgot who I was when I left and who I became. Started collecting not evidence of infidelity, evidence of motive. Bank statements, hidden accounts, a transfer to his name, a man she swore she didn't know. I followed them once, a private school tour. She was enrolling our son without me. She laughed with the administrator, called herself a single mother. I didn't intervene, didn't make a scene. I recorded the conversation, listened to it later alone. Her voice so sweet, so false, I filed it away then. I contacted the agency, let them know I needed to testify. They advised against it, too public, too risky. I didn't care, my son was worth more than a clearance level. I handed over my resignation, effective after the hearing. They sent the man in the SCE. Sued anyway to protect their interests, not mine. Still, it was enough. She didn't look at me when the man spoke. Didn't speak when he opened the folder, confidential assignments. Locations, dates, my disappearances explained in full, stamped, sealed, unclassified. For this moment only, the judge read silently. Her hands trembled. I sat still. The judge finally spoke. Mrs. Langley, were you aware of your husband's role in these operations? Her lips parted. No sound came out. I watched her crumble from the inside. The performance unraveling. Her lawyer leaned toward her, whispering urgently. She shook her head no. He never told me truth, but also her mistake. I was never absent. I was protecting something larger, and now I was protecting something smaller, my son. Court adjourned. She followed me outside. No cameras, just cold air. Her voice was thin. You humiliated me, I turned. No, I said, you did. She swallowed hard. Why didn't you tell me? I met her eyes. You didn't ask her. Face twisted, you lied. No, I kept secrets. For the country, you kept secrets for yourself. She stepped closer. You'll never forgive me. I looked past her, saw my son waiting by the car, then back at her. I'm not interested in forgiveness. I walked away, left her there in the silence. She creatium. Not angry anymore. Anger is fire, unstable, destructive. What I feel now is I still absolute. She wanted to destroy who I was. what I am, she failed. The truth didn't just set me free. It buried her not in scandal, not in disgrace, in irrelevance I hold. My son's hand now, he asks me if I'm staying, I nod yes for good, and I mean it, my work is done, all of it. She underestimated me. They always do. Let them, I don't need revenge. I have custody, I have truth, and I have silence. But silence is deceptive. It lulls people into believing the storm has passed. She thought the courtroom was the end, but it was only the reveal. The real storm was still approaching. A month after the verdict, I received an anonymous package. Inside was a flash drive. The contents were encrypted, but I knew the sender. This was not over, not for her, not for me. The files detailed offshore accounts, funds funneled through shell companies, all linked back to her new partner. The man who laughed in my kitchen, the man who thought my clearance was a liability, not a shield, I took the information to the agency. My resignation was final, but my loyalty was not. They listened because the damage was no longer personal, it was national. They reopened investigations, quiet but thorough. She became a person of interest not because she betrayed a marriage, but because she compromised security. In her quest for control, she exposed fractures larger than either of us could contend. She called once desperate, her voice cracking, please. Stop. I remained silent. She knew what that meant. It wasn't revenge I sought. It was closure, true, irreversible. She had tried to erase me from my son's life, but in doing so, she erased herself from her ambitions. Every door she thought would open now. Closed the private school, rescinded the acceptance, her social circle distanced the man in my kitchen, became a liability, not an asset. I stood by my son's side at his next school event, present, accounted for, visible. She was a shadow in the crowd. Watching but not part of us. She had built her world on deception, control, narratives she could spin, but the truth is indifferent to spin. It waits patiently, then it cuts precisely. I did not celebrate her fall. I acknowledged it as an inevitable outcome of her choices. One evening, my son asked why people no longer talk about his mother. I told him sometimes people choose paths that lead them away from where they truly belong. He nodded, accepting. But I knew in time he would understand more. The silence she crafted now serves as her sentence. A life lived in the periphery of relevance. I walk with clarity. Not because I won a battle, but because I refuse to engage in her war. The world she tried to create crumbled under its own deceit. I don't need to prove anything to anyone, least of all to her. My presence in my son's life is not an obligation. It is a choice and an unbreakable commitment. The agency offered me reinstatement. I declined. My chapter with them was closed. My chapter as a father was just beginning. She underestimated me. They always do. Let them. I don't need revenge. I have custody. I have truth. And I have silence.